A world so perfect it has lost all its beauty. AI is the most incredible tool that humans have ever invented. It takes all of the information in the entire world across multiple languages that humans have gathered over the course of centuries and millennia, and it organizes it and distills it down to answer very specific questions about almost anything you ask it across multiple categories. Do you remember when Google's mission was to organize the internet? Back when they preached don't be evil? I used to like Google back then, and AI takes Google's original goal and it multiplies it by like 1,000. We are dealing with a tool that has more access to resources to gather its viewpoints from than any human being, any university could gather in a lifetime. Artificial intelligence stole human ideas that were copyrighted in an unethical training process in order to get where it is today. But where it is today is a program that is trained off of almost the entirety of recent published material. It has a way of communicating complex topics at about a third grade reading level if you need that low of a level to understand something new. And it can also speak to scientists in a way that a scientist understands the jargon. Artificial intelligence is incredibly cool. It is just so important that when we're creating something like this, we make sure that it is being used to the effect of creating a better society for all of us. There is a really cool anime. It used to be one of my favorites. It's called Psycho-Pass. And Psycho-Pass is about an artificial intelligence system. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. But Psycho-Pass is about an artificial intelligence system that runs all of society. The system's called Sybil, and I believe that's in reference to something. I can't remember what it's in reference to. But long story short, this AI is used by Japan in order to place all people into fields that give them the most productivity and purpose in their lives. I don't know if you all feel this too, but the United States specifically, but the whole world as a whole, seems to be in a bit of a fiasco, a jobs crisis, a career breakdown for the entire Generation Z and most of millennials. I can only imagine Generation Alpha is going to have even worse trouble when it comes to the job market when they get out of school. Artificial intelligence is set to replace almost every productive job that you can imagine. It might just take a matter of time before some jobs get truly overrun by AI, but through AI and robotics, white-collar work, all the way from entry level up to executives, will be replaced. Blue-collar work will also be replaced through a combination of AI and robotics. Particularly speaking, when AI is used to improve robotics and robotics is then used to do things that human bodies just aren't capable of doing, we are going to see a grand time where there is no need for human labor in order to produce any products. In fact, humans will be an inefficiency in the process that would be hard to justify if adding inefficiency means not having enough resources to have food on everyone's table. Or if adding inefficiency increases greenhouse gas emissions even. Like, AI is going to replace us. I have thought about this my whole life. I'm 31, and I've been thinking about this since I was a kid. But I always thought, maybe in 100 or 200 years, I could see a world where this happens. But it looks like by 2030, I don't know if I will be able to find work. I especially don't know if I'm going to be able to find work that pays me well enough to have a roof over my head, food on the table, and also I'd like to have kind of a bit of a nice life too. I would like to be able to take a vacation every now and then, see the world, build community, go out to dinner with my friends, have a game night. And artificial intelligence is set to wipe out the traditional sense of you and me earning an income. So, we can have an absolutely perfect system at delivering our goods to anyone that can afford them. But the world might not be a beautiful place. It might lead to a complete breakdown of the idea that you and I deserve an opportunity to work to have a good life. And unless we update our entire geopolitical and social systems to ensure that certain things like healthcare, food and water, and shelter are human rights, that community and prosperity are not something to strive for, but something that you should expect to be built in a society. If we don't move towards those goals, we're going to enter a very dark time. Now, I'm very optimistic. I think you and I can come together with our peers to create a community that pushes for this as our primary endeavor. I think we can overturn systems that have been in place for a long time because this automation is so powerful that it can actually lead us towards more happiness. If we use AI as a tool to give our children, the next generation, a better tomorrow than what we are experiencing today, if that's our primary goal, there is so much beauty for us to spread in the world using AI as a tool to that effect. But we need to combat these hateful people that are pushing discrimination and dehumanizing hard-working community members. It is time for us to stop justifying being good people and stop feeling embarrassed for standing up for things like universal healthcare. There are certain things that just make sense. In my background in public health, one of the things that I found astounding was that before I went back to school to get a master's in public health, I thought, it sure does seem like universal healthcare should work and would be a good idea. But I was a bit skeptical because if something so obvious works so well, why aren't we doing it? When I went back for my master's, the most amazing thing happened. I learned that it actually is as easy, good, and effective at delivering healthcare to an entire population the size of the United States as we could ever hope for. I learned that the average country that has a universal system has significantly higher life expectancy and lower morbidity rates. That means less people get sick. Not only that, they spend about 50% per person per year on healthcare compared to the United States of America. It really is that simple. Now, some of the huge areas of waste in US healthcare have to do with administrative costs and then legal fees. We need to move towards a universal system. One of the ways AI can at least help us get there is to reduce the administrative mess that we have created through this multi-tier, very broad healthcare system that has 20 insurers for every state and it's a mess. I went to school for it and I still dread setting up doctor's appointments and getting a new insurance plan that I need to figure out and jump through new hoops. We are living in such a beautiful world. We're beautiful people. And we have built something that is damn near perfect. We need to make sure that as we build tools that are this powerful, the tools are being used to spread beauty and prosperity in this world. I really think we can do it. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Please tell me, are there ways that you see AI being useful to create a more prosperous world? I really think we can come together and do this, guys. It's just going to take an effort that we haven't seen recently, but has been done before. Have a great day.